And he said they don't have to hit everybody in government that's a member of this circle, this group. But the ones in all parties, at the top of all parties, are selected and put in there. Astonishing, really. The folk don't even know that. And that's why the US basically grafted into itself the British system, the same club that ran Britain for a long time, that was the British Empire, not the people that owned it all. This club definitely exists, it definitely is there. They gave you the Rockefellers and everybody else that's a well-known name today. The same group, I'm sure, that you have Zuckerberg and all the other characters, even Bill Gates fronting. They're fronting. They're just put there to fulfill agendas for their lifetime. You're born into a very high cult in a sense. It's like any rock star or actor or actress, as they're making a star, they put the star machinery in, give them a fake background or tell you they're a genius and you believe it. And they give you incredible funding behind them. And they must make a certain amount of money, but they put it so much out in so-called philanthropy, which is just basically pushing this planned agenda. They all work together, folks. And they can be defamed just by their own if they ever broke the rules, absolutely, and left paupers if need be. Most of them you see were made stars by the star-making machinery. Bill Gates is a businessman, and his daddy before him. A monopolist too. That's another sign and symptom of them, like a disease. Monopolists. Rockefeller was the same monopolist. Eliminate competition. You're living through incredible times, witnessing it all. Most folk are unaware of what they're witnessing because they've been stampeded through terror, a war of terror upon them by the authorities. It's the best way to get rapid change and compliance is when you're terrified of dying. And that's why Klaus Schwab said it too. This is a war we're using. You could never do it in a peaceful way. We just ignored them, you see. The climate change scenario wasn't working out. Now they're talking about global cooling again. So this is better, you see. They can really rush it through under the war. No one's going to come out of this without being non-essential except the very big boys and gals. And you'll all be non-essential. And you'll accept that you're useless eaters. Yet you understand what's happening here. Do you really understand what's happening? Never in history have nations been shut down entirely, business-wise, by an order from their own governments into complete bankrupt scenarios. Never happened. Never in history have the healthy been quarantined. This is the first. This is a war scenario. This is the best thing they could think of to shut the whole planet down and to destroy all the systems that were, and nations, by the way, that were. And what emerges out of it is a new planned society. Oh, they'll give you the appearance of nations to an extent. And all the world organizations, even the extra ones that pushed through under COVID, we're already international anyway. To make sure we're all coordinated for our greater good, you understand, on finances and so on. These global societies, well, technically you see that when they all merge together, you've got a global order, you know. So there you are. They're calling it a new world order. There's that term again, because they're always giving us new world orders. You see? Always. The Soviet system was to be a new world order, you know. A utopia for workers. And they called it new world order. Hitler's was going to be the same. They're both socialist societies. Communism, Nazism. The elite love socialism. Whether you call it communism. Remember, Stalin just said that communism is socialism in a hurry. We'll get hung up in terms with what you see. If it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. You know, don't get hung up on words, because they can change words, and that confuses folk till it throws them right off. You're looking at the same thing, but you'll never really apply it to what it was applied to before. Oh yeah, I recognize that. It reminds me too of Theo Adorno. Theo Adorno was amazing. He talks about eradicating completely Western values and culture. How it would have to be done for a healthy world. Completely. How would you destroy healthy values? What do you introduce to replace those values? Well, unhealthy ones. And you want society getting wrecked. Yeah? What makes a society complete? It's not a matter of do you like it or not. What makes it function and strong? They had a family unit where families had to take care of their own. You do away with that by encouraging promiscuity and non-marriage. So the state ends up taxing more people to pay for the unwanted. And then you bring in abortion clinics and you pay for that too. And then you don't have folk getting married at all and reproducing. And then you introduce new kinds of families and so on. This is war scenarios, you see. That's what we use for war.